New York, Jean Kennedy Smith, the last surviving sibling of President John F. Kennedy and a former ambassador to Ireland, died Wednesday, her daughter confirmed to the New York Times. She was 92. Smith died at her home in Manhattan, her daughter Kim told the Times. Smith was the eighth of 9 children born to Joseph P. and Rose Kennedy, and she tragically outlived several of them by decades. Her siblings included older brother Joseph Kennedy Jr., killed in action during World War II, Kathleen "Kick" Kennedy, who died in a 1948 plane crash, the president, assassinated in 1963, and Senator Robert F. Kennedy, slain in 1968. Senator Edward Kennedy, the youngest of the Kennedy siblings, died of brain cancer in August 2009, the same month their sister Eunice Kennedy Shriver died. President Barack Obama presented a Medal of Freedom to Jean Kennedy Smith in 2011. Associated PressSmith, who married Kennedy family financial advisor and future White House Chief of Staff Stephen Edward Smith in 1956, was viewed for much of her life as a quiet sister who shunned the spotlight. In her memoir, The 9 of Us, published in 2016, she wrote that for much of the time her childhood seemed unexceptional. It is hard for me to fully comprehend that I was growing up with brothers who eventually occupy the highest offices of our nation, including President of the United States, she explained. At the time, they were simply my playmates. They were the source of my amusement and the objects of my admiration. Though she never ran for office, she campaigned for her brothers, traveling the country for then-Sen John F. Kennedy as he sought the presidency in 1960. In 1963, she stepped in for a traveling Jacqueline Kennedy and co-hosted a state dinner for Ireland's president. The same year, she accompanied her brother, the first Irish Catholic president, on his famous visit to Ireland. Their great-grandfather, Patrick Kennedy, was from Dunganstown in County Wexford in southeastern Ireland. President John F. Kennedy and his sister, Jean Kennedy Smith, watched an opening day baseball game at Griffith Stadium in Washington in 1961. Associated Press 3 decades later, she was appointed ambassador to Ireland by President Bill Clinton, who called her as Irish as an American can be. During her confirmation hearing, she recalled the trip with her brother, describing it as one of the most moving experiences of my own life. As ambassador, she played a role in the Northern Ireland peace process. She helped persuade Clinton to grant a controversial visa in 1994 to Gerry Adams, chief of the Irish Republican Army-linked Sinn Féin party. The move defied the British government, which branded Adams as a terrorist. She later called criticism of her actions toward the IRA unfortunate and said she thought history would credit the Clinton administration with helping the peace process in Northern Ireland.